Good evening. I got your message concerning how much you feel bad, and even to the extent of getting depressed when you see young guys going to street and they are able to make a couple of bucks so quickly and ride on expensive vehicles, while smart guys like you get to be on the side. Um, it all depends on your standards of success. Okay, people have different standards on how they evaluate success, and one of the most predominant and general standards today of success, rating success, is the quality of car you ride, if you drive a car at all, the types of party you can hold or throw or manage or something, your ability to club, your ability to eat what you want to eat, go to where you want to go without being encumbered by finance or something. So these are the standards, and on these standards, you can actually pinpoint many persons who are successful, especially those guys around street. Okay. Now, when I say street, I mean what you call cyber crime or fraud, as it were. But I don't want to hurt some person's sensibilities. That's why I wouldn't want to call it cyber. I only want to call it fraud, but I will walk, we'll get there and call it fraud what it is. So now, if your standards are based on material possessions, then you have a right to get depressed. In fact, you should be very depressed if your standards are based on material things. But if your standards of success is more than just acquisition of material possessions, if your standards of success is as high as getting names that can't be washed away by sands of time, if your standards are to have names as everlasting as the Chinua Achebes, the Nelson Mandelas, the Marcus Garvey, the Martin Luther Kings, the Leopolds of Senegal, if these names are things that are things you idolize, if a good name or a good legacy is something you idolize and you will want to have for yourself, then your standards are quite different, and then you won't have to look at these guys as successful. So it all depends on your standards. If you rate your standards based on material things, then you have a right to be depressed. But if your standards are based on how far your name can open doors and how far your name can survive you through life, survive you through decades after you are gone, how much your name can open doors for persons who are close to you, how much your name can bring about success to persons who have the slightest relationship with you, then you have no right, you have no basis to be depressed. Now, to get this prestigious name that lives on even after 100 years of your departure, doesn't come in a day. It comes through toil, it comes through a lot of sweat. It may even cost you your life. Bob Marley died how many years ago? Lucky Dube died how many years ago? They all sang resistance songs, and till tomorrow, people use it for protests. People want to go on a protest, they go on these solidarity songs. You see, these were songs that added value to society. So people, if your standards are based on how much you can add to society, how much value you can add to society, which can bring about a valorization of your name in time coming, then you shouldn't be depressed about material things. You shouldn't be feeling bad about having young guys driving. I think Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi was on most times on barefoot or so. Even on the 10,000 march, he managed. You saw persons who were on their barefoot. So you see, these people live very humble lives, and they have stayed, like they have lived even after they've gone from this earthly plane. So it all depends on your standards of success. Okay. So, and another thing is that for me personally, if you can't add value to life, if you can't add value to society, then success is really far away from you. It all depends on our value, on our standards of, evaluating success. So I will I will really tell you, what I would like to tell you is to re readjust your lens, readjust your standards of what you call success. Yeah.